We are your source for the latest sports news, on and off the field.
Who's got it better than us? Let's go!
Man, the WNBA is about to open a Pandora's box that they're not going to be able to close. Now, I know the WNBA, wants to be known for inclusion and stuff like that. But I didn't know that included allowing men to play in the league with the women. Because it looked like that's where we're going with this. And I can tell you now, it's going to go all
officially
bad.
Declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied.
Shouts out to KC over there behind the lines, man. Make sure y'all follow him and check him out when you get a chance. Got a lot of good stuff over there. He had a video on this, and I just want to play his video because it's pretty much saying everything I would want to say for the most part.
Enes Kanter had far bigger dreams than simply playing in the NBA. He had aspirations of playing in the league where dreams come true. As a young child, Enes was already choosing to identify as Inez. In his heart, he was already identifying with the female section of the gender spectrum. He dreamed of one day being allowed to use his preferred she/her pronouns openly. Now, obviously, he could not fulfill these dreams in Turkey, where Islam is the dominant religion. Contrary to the belief of deacons at Woke United Methodist, Islamists are intolerant of men pretending to be
Men pretending to be girls. That's what he was about to say before it cut him off a little too quick. Yeah, I can't wait to see that happen. I can't wait to see the whole thing blow up in their face. Because once they let one man in the league, they're going to have to let others in. You know what I mean? Guys who played in the NBA or who didn't make it in the NBA, a lot of them just going to switch over and say, okay, well, now I want to go play in the WNBA, especially now that they're making a decent amount of money, and it's better than the money that they're making overseas, and they're allowing it to happen. What you think going to happen? Everybody going to have one on their team. And before you know it, all the so-called great women players, they're going to get faded out because they're not going to be able to compete with men still. Even Stephen A. Smith spoke about this on his podcast. He's been speaking about it a lot lately.
This is not about being anti-anything. This is about being pro-girls, pro-females, pro-women, pro-ladies. You can't be a male, born a male, transitioning to female, and think that you should have the right to compete with women. Not in basketball. Not in football, not in boxing, not in the UFC. And
the crazy thing is, you always see the men want to identify as a woman and play against women in women's sports. You don't see women who identify as men want to box against men, want to do UFC fighting against men. You don't want to see that. You don't see them want to play really basketball against men, football. It's always the men want to identify as women and go play in women leagues and beat up on them. That shit is crazy. They're going to get enough of this sick, satanic, Babylonian bullshit that they trying to push in this country. Anyway, hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. Also hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell so you can get notified every time I drop new videos, all right? Until next time, y'all be safe out there. Peace.